Hey guys, so today we have a mini tea where we talk about a few stupid things happening on on YouTube, on the internet, and in person, and in real life. So yeah, there's a few stupid things, a few interesting things, a few things I just want to question because I don't know what's happening and I want answers. But before we get into that video, I love to plug things at the start. So Instagram, Twitter, follow me on there. There's always some fun updates going on. Second channel in the description. I've been posting on there again and you guys seem to be enjoying it. Well, the ones that are over there. So if you want to be enjoying yourself in between these videos, then go over there. But also, I've announced this on my second channel on my Instagram. It's just really interesting to me that I am literally becoming a beauty guru as we speak. It's like, what is it? You either something or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I'll put the quote on the screen. Why can't I remember it? Anyway, I've become the villain now. I have a discount code, like an affiliate code, but unlike all these other beauty gurus that I talk about, I'm actually going to disclose it. So you guys get 10% off and I get 10% money. You save money and I gain money. I think that's a pretty fair deal that we've got going on. Anyway, this eyeshadow palette and the purple eye look that you guys were asking about from a different video. Here are some more looks from the makeup brand. It's called Odin's Eye. It's an indie brand. I've been heavily promoting it on YouTube and Instagram because I thoroughly enjoy everything they sent me because it was all sent in PR and then I tried it and it was incredible and the prices are very low for the quality of the products. So here is the code. The affiliate link will be in description, so if you want to buy anything because you like what you see, then click that link and then you can save 10%. Now let's get into the video. The first story is something that I haven't seen many people talk about, and I think it's mainly because of the whole Shane Dawson, Jeffree, Tati, James saga. Everything else just slipped through the cracks. And today's video is a big catch-up video of stuff that is happening that isn't to do with that, but is almost as problematic. Slightly less. I don't think anything is as problematic as this whole situation. But it's up there and it should be spoken about, you know? So we have Nikocado Avocado. So he has a new boyfriend. I don't know if they're actually in a relationship or if it's fake for the YouTube channel. But if it's real, then I don't think it should exist anymore. Essentially, they are using, I'd say, like, domestic and like toxic relationships as ways to get more views on their videos. So they film mukbangs together where his boyfriend also has his own channel now, but they film on Nikokado's channel where they will just argue and fight mid-video, apparently. And then his boyfriend will film a video basically saying how he can't stay with Nick anymore, how he's like abusive to him and toxic and how he only gets scraps off the food and stuff like that. And they film more videos together and they claim they're going to break up. And they film more videos together, like throwing food at each other, fighting, being verbally abusive to each other. And it's just, I think it's clickbait. Like, I think it's genuinely a ploy to get more views. However, I think what it does is encourage that kind of behavior and make it normal and make it funny. Because when people see this, they see people that are desperate for views and they see it as funny. But then that subconsciously makes you think that domestic abuse is also funny. Probably not the best thing to use for views. I saw Spill Sesh talk about it, but I haven't really seen anyone talk about it. And I just think it's kind of problematic. And it's not like Nick's ever going to change. He does highly problematic things. Like I said before, he is the male version of Trisha Paytas. But it doesn't mean that I can't bring some awareness to it. So if you guys, were watching that kind of content, which I know you're not, and you didn't see anything wrong with it, I'm trying to bring a different perspective in. I just don't think we should be promoting toxic behavior. So the next thing is D'Angelo Wallace actually posted a video, which is his second video on this whole situation. It's to do with the Jeffree, Shane, Tati, James drama. And the first one was about Jeffree Star and all the lies of Jeffree Star, which actually that video blew up for him and I know it gave him a lot of subs. And that was a really good video just regarding breaking down every single alleged lie that Jeffree Star has told on the internet, which unsurprisingly, there are a lot of, just a lot that I haven't noticed and a lot that I have noticed before, but just having them put into one long video opens your eyes to how much of a liar Jeffree Star is. Regarding Jeffree Star's lies, there is this conspiracy. Someone posted proof on Twitter that apparently there was only about 30,000 stolen goods from the warehouse break-in with the concealers, that whole situation, when he claimed it was 2.5 million. Now, D'Angelo Wallace does touch on that, where he genuinely doesn't think that the break-in happened at all. But then some people are finding information about it being a very small break-in. So it was either that it was a very small break-in, and in the grand scheme of things, him losing 30,000 is not a lot, or the break-in just didn't exist at all, because apparently LAPD has not spoken out on this at all. Whereas I think it was a few weeks or a few months prior to that break-in, Anastasia Beverly Hills had a warehouse break-in where they lost $4.5 million worth of goods, and LAPD actually spoke out on that. So it's kind of crazy that they would speak out on the ABH situation, but they wouldn't speak out on the Jeffree Star situation. So it's either that break-in just did not happen and it was used to promote the concealers, because in that video he speaks about this like traumatic story about how they broke into his warehouse, and then he just goes into an infomercial. Could be fake, or he just didn't lose as much as he claimed he did, which means that that screenshot from Twitter is true. But I don't know, it's all alleged information. He could have lost money, he could have not lost money, I don't know. But yeah, D'Angelo Wallace now posted, so he posted that video, and now he posted his essentially part 2, which is about Shane Dawson and everything almost that people have been ignoring for years, and now putting into one big video just makes it very clear how, and I hate using that word, but how truly problematic Shane Dawson's whole career on the internet is. And it's not just, oh, just stupid edgy jokes. No, it's just full on awful problematic content that shouldn't have slipped through the cracks, but everyone let it because he was that big creator, and if you came for him, you were torn to shreds. It's like, I knew the stuff that was out there, but like when you put it, like I said with the Jeffree Star stuff, it's like when you put it all into one video, it kind of puts into perspective. It's like, I've spent an hour watching this video. You should never be able to make an hour-long video about someone's problematic behavior, because that's when you know it's bad. Yeah, it's like, if you make a 10-minute video just talking about like one thing someone did, fine. An hour of problematic behavior that everyone has ignored. I can't get behind it, sorry. The next story is Tana Mojo's racism, right? So Carlin has called her out, Nessa has called her out, Imari is still defending her, Ashley's defending her, everyone's defending her. And she has posted an Instagram story where she said that she was going to make multiple videos, that she has self-reflected, right? And that she's going to make multiple videos talking about all the mistakes that she's made and how sorry she is. Now, matter of fact, not a single video has been posted yet on her channel, and I'm going to keep on reminding her until those videos actually happen. And instead of self-reflecting, learning, educating herself, and making videos, she is out clubbing during a pandemic. Now, on top of that, I'm going to link it in there. Recently, there's been a birthday party to do with one TikTok guy. I don't know any of them and I don't care, right? I think his name is Larry. Larry, I think, okay, so it says Larry in his Twitter handle, but then it also says Larry. So I'm not sure, but it was his birthday, happy birthday, I guess. But they all went to a restaurant, and then they had a big house party at the Hype House. And people and it's very disappointing because I've been so behind him all this time. It's just disappointing. James Charles was there. Dixie and Charlie were there, even though Charlie's just had surgery on her nose. Emma Chamberlain was there. Emma! I just really like Emma, and I don't like to see her be in drama, and she was there. Nikita Dragon, Tana Mojo, just a lot of people, and none of them were wearing masks except for Imari. We stand Imari wearing a mask, but I would have stand him a little bit more if he just stayed at home and set the right example. Anyway, you're telling me that this was all safe and it was all good when Tana Mojo has literally been clubbing every single day, coming in contact with hundreds of people, and any of those hundreds of people could have given her something and she could have then passed it on. So they all go there, they're hugging, they're up close and personal, no one's wearing a mask, everyone's touching each other, and their fans are obviously defending that stupid behaviour, as if California has not just passed New York in the amount of new cases there are a day. And they have also beat the record of, I think it's now 13,000 cases in one day. Okay, I guess influencers, is it like when you get past 1 million followers or 1 million subs, you're just like immune to any diseases? Is that what happens? I can't wait for my 1 million subs so I can be immune to diseases. And then Lorraine actually replied to Tyler Oakley, who was coming at all of them, basically saying like, hey, if like your favorite influencer is going out clubbing or to a big party and is stupid enough to put it on the internet. The fact that they all went out, right, together in a big group, and then they posted it on Instagram. These people are genuinely just like untouchable at this point. Their state can have 13,000 cases a day. They can go clubbing, post it, and know they're not going to get any backlash. That's how powerful these people are. Anyway, Tyler Oakley tweeted out about it, started atting them as well. And Lorraine actually replied to that saying, I understand 100% where you're coming from, and it was a dumb thing to do. I will do better and will actually take this seriously. Appreciate you, Tyler. Much love. And he did that, which I call, addressing your stuff, whatever. But he tweeted out a few months ago, saying this. So he was calling out other people for going out while also having one of the biggest parties in LA. It's just disappointing. It's honestly disappointing because you look at these people. There's Adeline Morin. I spoke about her in my last video. She has been called out for not disclosing ads or gifted or stuff like that. Just like not disclosing when she's being paid to do something. But she's also traveling between LA and Canada and not quarantining at all. She just comes back from LA to Canada and she's driving around all of her family's houses and giving out presents as if she can't wait 2 weeks. And now she's flown out to Greece. Did you need to? Did you need to go on holiday? Because you know what? I've now cancelled 2 holidays that I was supposed to have this year. I was supposed to go to New York and then I was supposed to go to Florida with my parents. And guess where I went? Nowhere. I stayed at home for the last few months. Yeah. The only thing I did was at the start of the year, I think it was like January, I did skiing for 3 days. And then the pandemic started and I was like, oh, glad I went to that because I can't go out anywhere until the end of 2020. We will not be going on holidays until at least 2021. And the fact that all of us can somehow comply with that. I've been in this room locked up for months now. And there's people going clubbing. How are clubs even open in LA? I'm sorry, when you have 13,000 cases a day, I think everything should be locked down. Like restaurants, clubs, everything that isn't important should be closed. Because clearly these influencers have zero brain cells. 0 brain cells. If they think that this is okay. You have the most cases in America. More cases in New York. And we saw what was happening there. And yet influencers... disappointing. And they were all posing in pictures with their middle fingers up. Like every single picture was someone with their middle finger up. I'm like, are you doing that to the virus? Are you doing this to us? Who are you trying to spite? I just found it so disappointing. So actually, after, you know, the whole situation with Tyler Oakley tweeting out about the situation and everything else, I have swatches of makeup on my, because I was posting on Instagram and I have swatches. James Charles tweeted out saying, "Hi babes, tomorrow's new video will actually go up on Saturday instead. We need a little more time to make sure the editing is perfect and also want to address something important too. I hope you're addressing the fact that you're going out to parties during the pandemic." I didn't think I'd get this heated because I watched Philip DeFranco talk about this and he was very heated and I was like, I'm not going to be this heated. I'm going to be calm and collected. And then here we are. I just think it's so stupid. Meet up with like 1 or 2 people. Meet up with like a small group of friends. That's allowed now, right? Like you're allowed to meet up with a small group of friends or you're allowed to meet up with family now. There are still things you can do that isn't clubbing with hundreds of people. Go to the park, go to the beach. Well, that's what you could do in England. I don't know what's happening in America, but clearly not enough is happening in America because you guys have too many cases a day. Thanks. Oh, and then Adeline Morin, because she was called out by me, and then T-Spill actually started calling her out on Twitter, which we stan T-Spill. And the fact that T-Spill's calling her out and actually atting her in the tweets, I was like, that is bold energy and we stan, like straight to the point. Why are you leaving your house, traveling to a different country, not quarantining? At Adeline Morin, tell me. I love it. Anyway, so Adeline Morin posted on Instagram stats of the Voldemort disease. As you know, that's what I call it, because otherwise I'll get demonetized. And showing the daily changes and the fact that it's actually falling. Yeah, not in LA, where you're flying to and from. There are low cases in Greece, because she flew to Greece. And as for the airports, we wear masks the entirety of the plane ride. And anytime we're in the airport, we tested negative for Voldemort. And of course, we will quarantine when we get home, but you haven't been. So you can't say, and of course we will quarantine because you haven't been doing it. Like, people look for patterns of behavior, trends in influencers' behavior to base their opinion on. The fact that you've been flying to and from LA and not quarantining in between, knowing the amount of cases there are there, what makes you think that we will believe the fact that you will quarantine when you are yourself saying that the cases in Greece are low? Do you get what I'm saying? Right, so you can't be like, oh, and of course we'll quarantine. Will you? I would like to see it. For example, for comparison, the city of LA got 9,000 cases yesterday. Yeah, and you didn't quarantine when you came back from there. So what makes you think that I will believe the fact that you will quarantine when coming back from Greece? Greece has opened up for only some countries, and Canada is one of them because we don't have as many cases compared to most countries. Yes, and that's how cases spread. And that's how cases increase. It's when you start flying back and forth from places. I consulted my doctor before I travelled and they said it wasn't concerning that I was travelling because of the circumstances of where we're going, etc. For those of you asking how I'm in Greece. Anyway, then there's this news thing that I found, this new article. I think it was T-Spill that posted it, saying passengers on 30 flights in Canada potentially exposed to Voldemort. Because if even one person has it and is tested positive, they have to talk to everyone that was on that flight and any other flights they took. There's one person on one flight that has it, right? And then you're going to take a different flight back home, which means now, because of this one person, both of these planes now are in quarantine and could be spreading it further. And by the time they let them know that they could have it, they've already spoken to their family, friends, went to the supermarket, went to the restaurant. That's all other people that have now been affected by this, because some people decided to go on holiday in the middle of a pandemic. You are selfish. Selfish, narcissistic, and you only think about yourself, which is basically selfish and narcissistic, but I just thought I'd break it down further. You're selfish. You think about yourself and yourself only. Wow. I'm shocked. YouTubers only thinking about themselves? Now, Jeffree Star has been posting like normal. I'm going to go through the tweets because they're iconic. Iconic in a bad way, just in case you guys thought. So he posted this Louis Vuitton, Saint Vuitton. Who cares, quite frankly? And then he said, hi, how are ya? He's been posting a lot. It's almost like he was putting all his tweets in drafts, right? You can do drafts on Twitter. And then the moment he put out the apology, he was like, release all of them. And then actually Here for the Tea, who used to be a drama channel, tweeted out saying, so Jeffree Star really hired a company to take down all my Instagram posts involving him. What a pathetic excuse for a human. And she's got all the emails saying your content has been removed from Instagram. Hold me accountable. Comments turned off. Instagram posts deleted. Copyright strikes on videos. Then there's this tweet saying, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson doesn't know me from 10 years ago. Shane Dawson 10 years ago. At Jeffree Star. Ha ha ha, I'm down. And then another tweet to do with Jeffree Star. So they clearly knew of each other 10 years ago, which means they saw each other's behavior 10 years ago and were okay with it then and are okay with it now. So that made no sense. Thank you guys for the receipts. I stand. Also, Smokey Glow posted, I've like injured myself with my nails. So rude. Smokey Glow posted a video about Jeffree Star's apology, and someone in the comments said, film editor hit, when he says Elijah McClain, you can tell he re-recorded the name because the reverb/room tone changes. It's possible he just stumbled on the word, but I doubt it. It's just proof of his performative allyship and literally using the BLM movement to deflect and not take responsibility for his actions. And then someone replied to that saying, I was waiting for someone to say this, thank you. And also, I don't usually catch these kind of things because I listen to and watch all videos on 2x speed, and usually then everything kind of blends together. So I'm going to go back, and if it's true, I'm going to post it right here.
Now, Breonna Taylor still has no justice. Black trans women are being murdered every day and the news is silent.
Elijah McClain
Has no justice. Silent.
Elijah McClain
Has no justice.
Did we hear that? Then Adam McIntyre actually posted a tweet saying, what do you think about Shane starting to re-upload his videos back onto his Shane Dawson TV channel? So he deleted all of the videos from his Shane Dawson TV channel, and now apparently some are reappearing. Now what I think that means is he took down all of his videos and then slowly started going through the ones that aren't problematic and started re-uploading them. But he's leaving out obviously the problematic ones. I think that's what's happening. Then Jeffree Star posted, what's your favorite position? And then someone replied to that saying, so you decided to carry on living your normal life. You still haven't addressed 90% of the situation. No doubt your stance will defend you, but you publicly called James a predator. So we can publicly comment and question that. Boy, have you been waiting to post these? I bet this was what you were doing while you were reflecting. That's cheap, Jeffree, even for you. Please get off social media. And then someone obviously spoke about his old makeup brand. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You're really going to use smoke and mirrors and BLM to avoid actually being accountable and apologetic for anything, and tell your audience they should be more focused on the injustices happening in the US. But this is the content you want to post? Yeah, you're a big ally to the movement, real sincere. That's the thing, is like he was like, oh, there are bigger issues in the world, Black Lives Matter, you know, all of that stuff that he was then bringing up. So where are the links? First of all, there were no links in the description, which I spoke about. But there's also like, you'd think that he'd then stop maybe continuing his performative activism and actually posting links on his Twitter, like retweeting stuff, you know. Then he said, muscle cupping therapy, hashtag self-care. Okay. Will self-care and cupping help James Charles with his false allegations? I don't know. Good morning, everyone. How are we feeling today? CEO mentality. Yes, because all CEOs try to destroy 19-year-old boys' careers at the age of 34. Playtime is over. He has no life behind his eyes. Like, he's actually dead behind the eyes. He's a lizard. Conspiracy theory. Also, there is this group of girls called the Cimarelli. I don't know what they do. I'm going to research it and then put it on the screen. But they're charging extortionate prices for something. So 20-minute Skype call, $400. Go to ice cream with us, $1,200. Get a makeover from Cimarelli, $3,000. Record a song with Cimarelli, $15,000. I'm like lost. I'm lost for words. Quite frankly. Anyway, now that I'm a little bit angry, we're going to end this video here. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below. Subscribe to post videos whenever something happens, but also second channel, I post on there in between here, so hit that bell on both of those channels. Social media links in description, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.